Welcome to Tunes. Well, it's not Tuesday night, it's Wednesday night. I've got a debate, or a not debate, with Moral Bob, and he's bringing a moderator with him from some podcast. He's not yet. I know he's connecting right now, so we'll see him shortly here as he's getting connected. All right, Bob, I see you there. Do you got your moderator?
He should be coming in any second, man.
All right. So, is he going to, is he recording it or sending it or live streaming it, or are you, or anything?
I can record it. Sure.
I mean, mine's going out live right now.
You want to give me permission to record it?
How do I do that?
You got to go into your settings. You can, and you're going to need to, I'll just record it. My moderator wanted to be set as a host so he can mute in case one of us starts talking over the other one or something like that. He can shut us up.
Okay.
And he's a fair guy, man. He's not showing any favoritism to anybody. He is an honest dude, and he's not a flat earther.
All right.
So I didn't try to stack the deck in my favor at all.
All right. So he is coming though, you said?
Yep.
All right. Well.
Yeah, he probably, we both thought you were going to be a no-show when it was 2 minutes till, and I hadn't gotten a link, so he's probably doing something and wrapping up.
Yeah. Well, this is number 401 for me, so don't know why you'd think it'd be a no-show.
Well, if you did any research into who I am, I wouldn't blame you.
Yeah, I know who you are.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You think you know who I am. You assume you know who I am. You don't know who I am. And that's cool, man. I like being underestimated. It's my favorite. It's my favorite thing in any conflict, any battle, is to be underestimated. So go ahead.
All right.
Dude, honestly, dude, I hope you win. I hope you crush me and give me a bunch of shit I can't say or rebut, because it'll force me to question what I thought I knew, and it'll force me to do research.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of changing my mind, man. I'm not the one here holding on to something that I can easily disprove. I didn't find flat earth through YouTube or Eric Dubay or Dubai, however the hell you say his name. I didn't find it through any of that. I found it through research. Somebody said something and I was like, wait a minute, is that what I believe? And I looked into what I believed at the time, and I realized it was all nonsense. And I've been looking to debunk it ever since too. I still try to debunk flat earth.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. So
if you say so, man, we'll see. We'll see how easy it is. If you're claiming to be some intellectual superior and that you got all the answers, man, we'll see.
Yeah. All right. How long should we wait for this for your guy? What do you think?
I'm just gonna call him so it's a different ringtone.
Oh.
Hey, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
You coming? Yeah, I sent you the link, man. Come on.
Okay.
All right, later. Yeah, a couple minutes till you hadn't sent the link, and he was like, I think he's not going to show up. And he started doing something.
Well,
so
you don't know who I am then, huh?
And well, I am a strong proponent. If you're not 10 minutes early, you are 20 minutes late.
All right.
When something's supposed to get going, you should be ready. You should be ready 10, 15 minutes before you're supposed to have it going.
Okay.
It's just respect for everybody involved, man. I know that very well. You don't respect me or anybody like me, and that's fine. I don't want your respect. Don't need it. It doesn't affect my life at all what you or your ilk think of me. I don't care.
Okay. All right. So do we give him? Do we give him a? Do we give him a time?
Give him just 2 minutes. He's got a studio, so it shouldn't take long.
Okay.
Just give him a couple minutes. I just want to make sure everything's going to be fair, and you know, I've seen your stuff and your little guy, Professor Dave's stuff, and I know how y'all act. I'm just bringing somebody in to make it honest.
All right. Well, we've got wow, I've got 250 people watching right now.
Sweet.
We got Patrick Butler, a flurf. Have you seen him on Facebook? He says, sounds like fighting words. Hey, MC Tune.
I mean, I'm going to try to keep too much smack talking down. I mean, it's going to happen. I expect just as much from you. I know how y'all act, so I expect it, man. I'm not David Weiss. I'm not Jaron. I'm not Austin Whitson.
So I kind of like Jaron. He's a all right guy.
Jaron's brilliant.
Yeah.
I love that dude. I've had hours and hours of conversation with that guy. He's amazing. He is a really smart, really awesome dude all around. You might be too. Shit, man. I don't know. If we met under different circumstances, who knows? If we just met at a bar and didn't know shit about each other, we'd probably share a drink. And that's the sad part of all of this, is that it's just divided everybody. There's more important shit. I'm not saying that flat Earth is the most important thing, man.
Hey.
There he is.
All right. I see he's connecting. All right. Now, before we start, though, Bob, you have made public accusations about child sexual exploitation.
Oh, you're going to start right at a character assassination.
So
from
you
the
have
word go.
You have made just a second. You have made those accusations publicly on Instagram. You have sent them to me in DM. You have done them on Facebook.
I sent them to you in DM. You got proof of that? You got proof that I sent it to you in a DM?
I do. Yeah.
Go ahead, man. Back it up.
So
show it.
I am, through the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, a mandatory reporter for that type of abuse. Have you reported that abuse to law enforcement?
What abuse?
The claimed
some mockery on
the abuse
on a social media platform that shouldn't even be taken seriously.
The abuse,
a comedy show.
The abuse that you asserted somebody did. Have you reported that to law enforcement?
The same guy that asserted the same claim as to me.
Have you asserted? That? Have you reported that to law enforcement?
This is
have you reported that to law enforcement?
Tactic? Is this your tactic?
Have you reported that to law enforcement?
Dude,
I am obligated.
Sorry,
I'm obligated to report this type of activity.
Well, really quick, let me jump in, Mike. Let me jump in real fast, man. Can someone send me an email link, because I'm trying to get the password here. This is on my phone here. If someone can email me a link here, I could probably kind of help out a little more to not only keep this on track, but to get to the bottom of what you're saying there, Mike. By the way, nice to meet you, sir. But yeah, I would like to get an email link sent, because I was trying to look for the the number, the code or whatever to jump in through my computer. But I'll just be a lot more effective, and I think that we'll get a lot more done here.
Yeah, just send it, man.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Okay, I see it. I'm gonna hop out and I'm
Robert,
right back in.
All right, Robert. If you haven't, hold on. If you haven't reported that, I'm obligated to report that. I'm going to do it right now.
Oh, so this is your mental gymnastics nonsense that you're going to do, is you're going to take what happens on a silly.
All right. I am obligated to report it. I don't have a choice in this. My hands are tied. So I will be reporting this right now. I mean, you can listen in as I do it. So, all right. Calling Crime Stoppers. So let's see here. All right. It's ringing right now.
Grimes County Crime Stoppers.
Yeah, I need to report a potential child sexual exploitation. I'm a mandatory reporter through the U.S. Safe Sport Association.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
I'm a mandatory reporter for child sexual exploitation through the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, and I need to report some public information about a potential pedophile.
Okay. What info do you have for us?
So somebody named Robert Cale Lammerts, who is a resident of your county there, has
Can you repeat that? Robert what?
Cale, C-A-L-E, Lammerts.
Lambert?
Lammerts, Lammerts.
Okay.
So he has divulged that he has has information about somebody that is a pedophile. I asked him if he had reported it to law enforcement. He said he did not. Since I'm a mandatory reporter, I'm doing that now. So I don't know why he has not chosen to report that. If he is in on it, if there's some sort of connection to himself that he has chosen not to report it.
Okay, so he just has info regarding.
Yeah, he has publicly stated on Facebook and Instagram, as well as in direct messages to me, that he has information about somebody being a pedophile.
Okay. But he did not say who.
He said the person's name was Dave.
Okay. He just mentioned the name Dave.
Yeah.
Okay. One moment, sir.
Okay. All right. I'm on hold right now, so you should have not probably made those accusations if you did.
Was there an address or anything?
Yes. I have the address. 1217 Round Prairie Road. That's in Bedias, Texas.
Round Prairie Road. And what was the rest of that? I'm sorry?
Bedias. I'm not certain if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Bedias.
It's pronounced Bedias.
Bedias. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay. 1217 Round Prairie.
Yep.
Okay.
No, because apparently there's a whole bunch of gators that live in that area.
Let me see.
And there's a whole bunch of what? Alligators that live in the area by Gibbons Creek. Okay, so just trying to tell them, hey neighbor, sorry about your luck. So he
1217 Round Prairie.
You can't just
Yep.
kill it because
Road.
alligators are game animals in the state of Texas, and he get a nice ass fine for it.
Okay.
But Smith said there's two options that he can do. He can leave it alone and it'll go away within 48 hours on his own, or he can go to Walmart or anywhere where they sell a hunting license and get a.
Okay, there we go. And you saw all this information on Facebook, you said?
Instagram is the primary place. He also sent it to me in direct messages on Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
And get a tag for an alligator and he can shoot
What's
kill it
that?
and harvest it. And it's perfectly legal because it's
Via
alligator season right now in Texas.
Facebook Messenger.
I do not. You can go on Texas Park and Wildlife page. It'll tell you.
And Instagram.
Yes. Yes.
All right, sir.
So the post of you.
We're going to go ahead and get this info out and see what we can do, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling that in.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, Ryan. since Robert there is an actively being investigated for this kind of activity, I can't continue to speak to him. So I'll put him in the waiting room. Just a quick question for you, Ryan. Do you think that reporting or publicly declaring these types of things, should you have actual information, is the type of thing to do publicly, or should it just be reported to law enforcement immediately so that any potential things could be stopped and the victims could be, further victims could be stopped from being victimized? Oh yeah, hold on. All right, there you go.
Yeah, I was trying to unmute myself that whole time, actually.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. From what I understood, we were supposed to talk about a specific topic here. I don't know if that has anything to do with what you were doing there. I don't know anything about your supposed boss, this Professor Dave guy. I haven't heard of any of you guys.
Yeah. So just for information, I'm a mandatory reporter for this type of thing through the
right,
US Safe Sport.
That is
US
very
Center for Safe-
important.
So I have to
Right.
report that. I asked him simply if he had reported it. He had not. So I have to report it. And since he's now under investigation, I can't continue to talk to him. So,
well, that's not a good way to start a debate.
no, it's certainly not. I could not possibly debate somebody like that. He is under active investigation for stuff that's pretty sad. So now
I mean, that's
think,
weird.
I want to be clear. Ryan, what do you think?
I was brought in here to be a neutral party, right?
Sure.
The way that you make this seem here is that you don't want to have the conversation.
I'm happy to have a conversation with somebody that does not participate in those types of activities. But because
what activity?
Because he participates in that type of activity, I'm not willing to participate in a debate with him.
Well, you knew that before we were heading into this. So you've wasted not only his time, you wasted my time, you're wasting your own time, it seems like. Yeah. This is a real roundabout way, I think, to get out of a debate.
I have no fear of debating him, of course. So I just to clarify from you, just since you're here, what do you think about people that publicly make information, declare information about pedophilia, but don't report it to law enforcement?
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, if there is any kind of, like I said, I hadn't heard of, who is he alleging was a pedophile?
A guy named Dave. Doesn't really matter.
A guy named Dave.
Does it matter who he's alleging?
Publicly? Well, I'm trying to get this for context for myself.
Yeah. Now, if somebody actually knows of that type of activity happening, the thing to do is report it to law enforcement, not to go to social media and publicly make statements about it, because that can impede law enforcement.
Sure. So is he the only person that is saying this information out there? Or are you saying that he is the one that's accusing Dave of being a pedophile just because you have him in front of you here now? To me, like I said, it just seems like an undercut way to get out of a debate. And Mike, I understand that you're confident in your side.
It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with the debate.
Then why are we waiting until the moment that we're about to start it? And you're recording this. So this seems like some sort of publicity thing.
Oh, absolutely.
For you.
I am publicly naming and shaming somebody that is doing something morally reprehensible.
Well, he was publicly naming and shaming someone as well.
Well,
but he wasn't reporting it to...
He thought he was. Yeah, I didn't report that type of activity to law enforcement, which leads me to believe that either he's in on it and is an accomplice to that crime, or maybe he's lying and he's using the real pain and suffering from children as a weapon against people he doesn't like. One of those two are the only things that I think would be possible. And in neither of those instances would I entertain a conversation with that person. And so instead, I will publicly name and shame Robert Cale Lammerts as either an accomplice to pedophilia or somebody that is using the real suffering of children as a weapon in his campaign against the things that he doesn't like.
Right. And again, Mike, honestly, first time meeting you, it's a shame that I had to be in these kinds of circumstances here. This absolutely seems like a cop-out for me as a neutral party. I was actually really interested to hear, like both sides of this. You could have done this weeks ago, days ago, whenever you heard Bob talking about this.
Yeah.
But I mean, man, you wasted my time here, dude. I wish that we could have this conversation. I don't think.
Yeah. Are you
Go
friends?
ahead.
Are you friends with Bob?
I lightly know him.
Would you call somebody that falsely accuses people of pedophilia a friend? Is that the type of friend that you want to have?
That's the thing. I don't know anything about Dave. I don't know anything about you. So maybe maybe he is formally accused. We don't know his last name. Obviously, this information's out there.
It's Lambert's.
No, not Bob.
Oh, yeah.
Dave.
What's Dave's last name? It doesn't matter.
Well, no, it does matter because we could look up
the
Mike, we could look up.
Making.
Hold on, man. We can look up if this Dave unknown last name is an actual registered sex offender.
Yeah,
that makes a huge difference.
I know he's not.
Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, if you know his last name, we could search that. You just kind of doxed Bob, right? I think that it would be fair for people to know, at least if this guy, this Dave fella, that I have no fucking idea who he is. If we can know about that, if that's the route that we're going here. I mean,
seriously, there's only two options here, because you don't, if you have that kind of information, you don't publicly declare it. That impedes law enforcement. You go immediately to law enforcement so that if there is any abuse that's happening, it can be stopped immediately. He did not do that.
If it's already public information, then making
it. It's not.
It's not already, but maybe it will be.
It's not.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I wish that we could have done this a different way. I don't live with anywhere near Bob. I'm actually in Arizona, and I thought this was going to be a flat Earth versus like the NASA model debate, and quite frankly, I think it still should be. And if not, if you're saying that you're legally bound to not, I think that you kind of set yourself up to not have that conversation. I would say
not about the debate. You keep going back to this. Not about the debate.
Yeah, I think it is, because why not do this before we started recording? If you truly cared about kids yourself, you would have done this before.
Yeah. No. You missed the other part of it. I am publicly naming and shaming somebody for doing something that's morally reprehensible.
You could have done that without bringing me in here, who was just trying to be someone that is trying to have a fun debate.
Bob brought you in. I didn't ask him to bring you in. He demanded that you be here. So anyway, Ryan, I'll thank you for your time, and I'll let you go and not make you spend any more time. So,
all right. Well, you take care, and I hope that you guys get a resolution to all this shit.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Recording.
There we go. Yeah. So that was certainly a little different than I think you may have been expecting. I thought about this a lot, and there are unfortunately way too many people running around making those types of accusations, whether they are true or not. If they are not true, they are weaponizing real pain. People are actually victims of this type of stuff. And to just blatantly declare that somebody is that type of person without evidence, well, that's a lie. And absolutely disgusting, and well, it's slander and libel as well. If it's true, then, and you don't report it, then you are an accomplice, or you're covering it up or something. So that's why there's two options really, is where it was once he decided not to report it. So if you're wondering about the information, I have a redacted version of it on my website. Just go to my website, mctoon.net, search for Moral Bob or Immoral Bob. All of the source information for where I found out his name and everything is just on the links. That, I mean, if you just start searching around for his name and clicking links on his own pages, you will find all of these things, including his home address. And phone number. They're on his website. That Retro Homestead is the website. So I'll read a few super chats here. Nate Walker says Cuba from Key West. Well, we didn't get to that, did we? Let's see. The first super chat from Michaelio Coolish. Sorry if I got that wrong. Said, ask him to research what happens in vacuum chamber with the hammer. Will it float? Of course it'll fall. Gravity is a problem for them. Peachy Tony says, how does your guest rebut the evidence of Earth's shape, very long baseline interferometry? I don't think he could even have comprehended what that meant. Many Karen says he claims you can underestimate a flurf. Evidence for that claim. Extraordinary evidence. Yes. Yeah, and he said I didn't know who he was. I know very well who he is. Patrick Butler says, is not being 10 minutes early, being 20 minutes late natural flurf time, making sure you can tell time. Yeah. So, yeah, I waited to send the link. I didn't want to have a long waiting period in the Zoom call. I usually send the link about 15 minutes ahead, but I waited to just 2-3 minutes. Peachy Tony says, so your guest thinks that sort of BS is funny, does he? Yeah, so there's the other thing. He kind of seemed to backtrack on his claim then. He's like, oh, I'm just joking. Seriously? Is that the type of thing to joke about? Moral, Bob? That is not the kind of thing to joke about. That's disgusting. So no quarter for that kind of stuff. You make that accusation, there are ramifications for it. And yeah, so I am, and in case you're wondering, I'm a mandatory reporter because I'm involved in Minnesota Ultimate and USA Ultimate. There is an annual U.S. Safe Sport certification that I have to go through as along with a background check. Background checkers are regular background checks that go through regular intervals. So there you go. Siggy, thank you very much. Gifted another 20 memberships. And then Siggy said, for 666 ARSs, said, man, I just got here. I don't know what is going on, but if we're reporting pedos, then I think this is great. Hail Sagan. So don't know. Part of the safe sport training is that I am not to do the investigating. Law enforcement does that. You don't say things, you don't make accusations publicly, or you don't go go questioning people about their activities and involvement. You just report it. So Gary Donnelly, been a member for 32 months, says that's a win for Toon. Peachy Tony did a $10 super chat with no message. Thank you very much, Tony. Timothy Hope says this is activity I can financially support. Thank you very much for that. I'm certain Bob will be a little angry at me. But I don't know. A knock on the door might get him a little more serious about whether or not, if he was just joking, as he said, whether or not this is the type of thing to joke about. He can get that, figured out if that's a joking matter. Peachy Tony says frivolous accusations of this type are unambiguously immoral and no loss. Bob is quite clearly a delusional knob. You say as much in half as many words as other people do. Well done. Thank you for that. Tony Cretan Bull says, well done for 22 Canadian. Delete Law says, but my trifold now with rubber band action. Buy my trifold now with rubber band action. Oh, Delete Laws, you're funny. Brenda says, Mike Bravo, when I was 8 or 9, I stole a Snickers bar from a Ben Franklin store. Please forgive me and don't turn me in, bro. I applaud you, by the way. Thank you. I had I've had, kids do things, and middle of the night, drove them to a police station to talk with an officer and to see how that, it gets somebody's attention. Camel Smoke says, he's been a member for 6 months, says, I got this one free message. I hope I don't waste it. Well, thank you for that. Oh, I forgot. I made a different thumbnail. Let me update the thumbnail here. There it is. There it is. there it is. I will probably put the screenshots. I already did on my Discord server, but on my website, I'll also put the screenshots of our conversation with Bob up, and I'll redact the name, of course. I don't think that the name that he is accusing needs to be part of that. So Deus Ex Tomato says, and that's how it's done. Bravo. Thank you for that. So Bill Tetley says, what about my super chat? Hold on. Bill. There it is. Oh, okay. Bill said for $7.77. Wow, this went from dumpster fire to raging inferno of a shite show. Good job on showing no mercy towards a vile bag of salt water like Bob. Yes, thank you. Sorry I missed that. I wish that YouTube would have like check marks on them so I can make sure I don't miss them. So Retro AI stole $6 from my dad and he made me spend the night in jail at 52 Division in Toronto. Many Karen says Michael had done it again. Our hero. Thank you. I wonder, let's see if he has oh, yep. Anyway, let's see. Redacted says, I think waiting to report a potential crime until it potentially politically expedient for you to do so is pretty immoral. Okay. Fine. The other part of this is I want to publicly shame him. Don't make false accusations like that. It's unacceptable. So Robert Cale Lammerts, that's disgusting. You should not do those kinds of things. It's real people suffer. And Patrick Butler says, I get sick of flirts calling people that. Yep. So there it is. That's what I have. With that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to wrap it up here in a second. Aaron Reese said, thank you for $5. Thank you for planting your feet firmly on the side of integrity and standing your ground. The world could use more people like you. Thank you for that. So, I do have, I did record the Zoom call. So maybe I will, I'll send that to people. Anyway, that's what I have, and I'm just going to skip the outro this time, just to keep it nice and short. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you next Tuesday night.